secrets lie, the truth awaits. Though time runs by, an answer cries in the night, seeking justice, shining bright. Stories and old and whispers fade, a quest for truth that must be made through endless trails and winding roads. Justice should never go cold. Justice should never go cold. Through the years this fire we hold, in every heart and every soul. Justice should never go cold. Justice should never go cold. We hold in every heart and every soul. Justice should never go cold. Oh. Love in every heart and never cold. It through the years it's found. Oh. In every heart and every soul. Justice should never go. Love mysteries haunt the past, but truth will rise and light will last through dedication. Bold and strong, we seek the answers all along. Justice should never go cold. Through the years this fire we hold, in every heart and every soul. Justice should never go cold. Justice should never go cold. We hold in every heart and every soul. Justice should never go cold. Cold. We hold in every heart and every soul. Justice should never go cold. Cold. We hold in every heart and every soul. Justice should never go cold. Cold.
Hello, everyone. Put a 1 in chat if you can hear me. Can you all hear me? Okay. I just didn't. Does it sound like I'm in a hole, Dutchy? Okay. Well, we have breaking news with Elena's case, and I wanted to go over that with you all today. And this isn't going to be a very long live. It is, however, one that, if I'm being honest, it's one that it's been a long time coming, because for those of you that don't know, Elena Hembree was 17 months old. On July the 29th, she was taken to Middlesboro ARH, where she was flown to the Children's Hospital in Tennessee from there due to abuse. And since then, well, on the 30th, unfortunately, Elena passed away. And since then, we have had reports come out that says SA was involved, and her mom was arrested, and she has been held on a $1 million bond. Also, when they first came out, it was for the death penalty that was taken off the table. But this morning, one of my mods and one of my good friends got up with me and said, "Hey, have you saw this?" And I'm just going to show you what the update is because, like I said, it has been a long time coming. And again, this won't take too long. Okay. Okay, look, let me know when you all can see that on my screen, and I'm going to have to open this up on my phone so I can tell what y'all are saying. Bear with me. This was not a planned live, but it was a needed live. And I've never really understood how to pronounce his name. I guess it's Gallahan. Indicted for murder in connection with baby Elena's death. Now, as y'all can remember, they tested like 6 people when they started out. The only person that had been arrested at that time was Erica, which was Elena's bio mom. Anyway, a suspect in a Middlesboro case that made national headlines has been indicted after a Bell County grand jury met on Wednesday, May the 7th, 2025. Evidence was presented to the grand jury in which returned a true bill on 44-year-old Harvey Gohan, or I don't know how to pronounce that, y'all can see it, of Middlesboro. The 4-count indictment charges Harvey with murder and 3 counts of criminal abuse, first degree, for his role in the death of 17-month-old Elena Hembree in July of 2023. The indictment reads, Count 1, murder by wantonly endangering or engaging in conduct which created grave risk of death to Elena Hembree, a child under the age of 12, thereby causing the death of Elena Hembree. Count 2 through 4, that between the dates of July the 4th of 2023 and July the 30th of 2023, the defendant committed the offense of criminal abuse in the first degree by permitting another person in his care and control during exquisite time to be abused and thereby causing torture, cruel confinement, or cruel punishment. To me, that speaks volumes, y'all. On July the 28th of 2023, Elena was taken to the Middlesboro ARH hospital due to the extreme nature of her injuries. She was flown to the East Tennessee Children's Hospital, where she died days later on July the 30th of 2023. Based on medical evidence, it was determined that Hembree suffered blunt force trauma to the back of her head approximately 48 to 72 hours before being taken to the emergency room. It was also determined that the trauma to the child was not physically apparent but discovered later by the medical examiner. Hembree's mother, Erica Lawson, I don't call her that, was originally charged by Middlesboro Lieutenant Barry Cohen and Officer Caleb Ayers with manslaughter, criminal abuse to a child under 12 years old, failure to report child abuse, and wanton endangerment. After the Commonwealth Attorney's Office initially sought the death penalty against Lawson in February of this year, Bell County Circuit Court Judge Keith Nagel signed an order striking the death penalty, charging the first count of her indictment, or changing the first count of her indictment. The judge ruled the case did not meet the requirements to warrant the death penalty, and he changed the wording from intentionally causing the death to wantonly causing the death. Gallahan which is Harvey, was among several other suspects whose DNA was tested in connection with the case through the investigation. It was determined that Harvey was directly involved in the event and conduct that led to the death of conduct. Sorry, I've still not got my glasses fixed. Conduct that led to the death of the child. Officer presented the case to the grand jury and served Harvey with the indictment this morning, Thursday, May 8th, 2024, at the Bell County Detention Center, where he was being held on several pending charges from 2024. So, just a second. Dutch says we all knew it. Yeah, we've been saying it all along. When they said there was no male DNA, I knew that was crap. Then got to looking into it, and what it was it was a certain R kit that was used, and you got to keep in mind it took 48 to 78 hours to even take her to the ER. Put a 1 in chat if you think she had a bath by then, if they tried to clean her up by then. Now, I will not go into detail, but I have seen text messages from the people in a work group from that hospital. Dutch knows she's in chat. She knows I'm telling the truth. They were horrendous. But I will always respect this baby on this channel. But I have to say, I'm one happy camper that someone else is being charged to. Hey, Chico. Hey, Flies. Hey, Dutchie. I think this is a win, you all. This is finally starting to become a win for Elena. Look at that little baby. Look at that. 17 months old. She was with the one person that was supposed to protect her, which was her mom. You was punching air after you read these? Yeah, I got family in the living room, and I said, hey, y'all, I'll be back in a second. I've got to go live. I've got to let everybody know what's going on with this, because I have tried to stay on top of this case and give you all every bit of information that I get. What I won't do is sit here and make up stuff. But now we got an indictment on Harvey. Now, and it clearly stated in that, there was a part that I read that jumped out at me, that between the dates of July the 4th and July the 30th, the defendant committed the offense of criminal abuse in the first degree by permitting another person in his care and control during this time to be abused, and thereby causing torture, cruel confinement, you all, and cruel punishment. I think that tells us a little bit more about what this kid went through. Yeah. confinement. You hear it so often, especially in foster care. Kids been locked up. It makes me wonder if maybe it was abuse, just pure abuse, and they were just locking her in a room, partying and doing whatever they wanted to. Of course, that is speculation. That is just a theory. But that does say confinement. Cruel confinement. Put prayer hands, yellow hearts in the chat for Elena Hembree. This baby deserves justice. I don't normally report on current cases, and this is why. Because when this first happened, I was all over this case. Broke my heart. I did, well, I'm going to read it because it's right here. In 2024, I don't know if I can turn my camera on. Let me see. This right here, on her birthday, is something that our team worked and got done. And this is what it says. The City of Middlesboro, Elena Rosalie Hembree Day. Whereas it is with heavy hearts that we still mourn the passing of Elena Rosalie Hembree, a beloved child in our community. And whereas Elena Rosalie Hembree's sweet spirit have left an mark on all who knew her, and now therefore I, on behalf of the City of Middlesboro, do hereby proclaim February the 20th, 2024 as Elena Rosalie Hembree Day. May this day serve as a reminder of her enduring legacy, her kindness, and her profound impact on our city. Let us honor her memory by striving to make our community a better place for all. Issued this day in the City of Middlesboro, this 20th day of February in the year of 2024, and it's signed Mayor of Middlesboro, Boone Bolin. All right, I had to reboot because my comment not showing. Let me know if you can see me now. I see you, Chico. Thank you for being here. I think as a true crime community, today we can rejoice just a little bit more that justice is closer. And yeah, like I said, this is a big reason why I don't do current cases, because this case affected me so much. Dutch can tell you, I went 3 days without sleeping, y'all. We did a Christmas march where we marched through Middlesboro through the Christmas parade holding Justice for Elena banners. That's in my intro. We got her birthday. We got nominated as, well, not nominated, but it's officially Elena Rosalie Hembree Day. Every now and then, it's not what you see creators do. It's not. I'm very proud that we have a team that works to actually get things done. Well, I just knocked over something, but works to get things done. And this case is very dear to my heart. So you all just keep in mind, they're 6 people were tested. 1 person is now deceased that was tested. Another one I heard, but I cannot validate, was found dead. So let's just keep praying that justice continues to be served, because I've got a feeling there's somebody talking to, because they are keeping this really hush. I had no clue they were even about to bring an indictment down on him. And then boom, this happened. So we don't have to know everything, but I guess that's good, because if we did, we might mess it up. Arctic, they indicted Harvey on Elena's murder today. That's 2, y'all. 2. Way I count, there's about 2 or 3 more that can actually be punished for the crime that hasn't already passed. I would show the thing where, let me see if I can. Oh, let me see. Here, I will show this right quick. I don't think he'll strike me, and if he does, I'll take the strike. I'll put this in chat. Okay. I'm going to put this in chat, y'all. This is the guy that when we got Elena's day actually dedicated, he covered us doing that. So let me know when you all can see this. Okay. We'll listen to it right quick. Is that today? I think this is it.
We have exclusive breaking news here on the big one. We're going to wait for our listeners to get
Let
ramped
me
up
know
here.
if you can hear it.
Our number is 606-337-1063. That's 606-337-1063. I hope you're having a good day. What we're about to break may not bring closure, but maybe put some minds at ease about a long-standing case in our area. Wait just a few more minutes. 606-337-1063 is our number. This is normally a Tradio program that we buy, sell, trade, and give away. But right now, we do have breaking news, information coming to us about a long-standing case out of Middlesboro, Kentucky. So we'll give the feed just a moment to catch up. We'll say good morning to folks. And we have this on our social media page and our website, www.thebig1063.com. So if you have missed any information I'm about to report to you, it's as easy as going to those 2.
Dutch, if you don't care, throw me up a fair use
entities and finding more details, or if there's anything you think that I've skipped over. 606.
Chico, he is a local. I actually worked hand in hand with him, but he is a local reporter around here.
337-1063. All right. A suspect in a Middlesboro case that made national headlines has been indicted after a Bell County grand jury met yesterday. Evidence was presented to the grand jury, which returned a true bill on 44-year-old Harvey Gallahan of Middlesboro. The 4-count indictment charges Gallahan with murder and 3 counts of criminal abuse first degree for his role in the death of 17-month-old Elena Hembree in July of 2023. The indictment reads, Count 1, murder by wantonly engaging in conduct which created grave risk of death to Elena Hembree, a child under the age of 12, thereby causing the death of Elena Hembree. Counts 2 through 4, that between the dates of July 4th of 2023 and July 30th of 2023, the defendant committed the offense of criminal abuse in the first degree by permitting another person in his care and control during the requisite time to be abused and thereby causing torture, cruel confinement, or cruel punishment. On July 28th of 2023, Elena was taken to the Middlesboro ARH hospital.
Okay, give me just a second, y'all. Okay. Okay, I'm going to quit sharing for just a second. Carol's going to come up. Those that know, she's the one that actually cared about Elena. So I'm going to send her a link, but I got to do it on Facebook. Okay. Give me just a second, y'all. I'm just getting Carol a link. Okay. Let me see here. Bear with me. I do apologize about this. Okay. Yeah, evidently, YouTube is being crazy. Okay. I'm trying to give her time, y'all, because this woman, Carol, absolutely loved Elena. Okay. Okay, what have I missed in chat? Absolutely. Hey, Chico. Arctic. Thank you for being here, Arctic. YouTube chat is weird lately, Chico. I've seen even type last night. Kept saying error. And this, of course, we're going to need that. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, for those of you that's just coming in, there has been another indictment brought down on Harvey. That was who Erica was living with at the time of Elena's passing. Hey, the real Rockin' Robin, welcome. I know I probably missed people, and if I have, I'm so sorry. You all know that I'm horrible at keeping up with chat. But I'm going to, I guess I'll go back and continue to be showing that because she just sent me a message a second ago when I told her I was live now and asked her if she wanted to come up. And she said, yeah, I'll send her a link. So I'd say she saw this.
He is going to those two entities and finding more details, or if there's anything you think that I've skipped over. 606-337-1063.
Okay.
All right. A suspect in a Middlesboro case that made national headlines has been indicted after a Bell County grand jury met yesterday. Evidence was presented to the grand jury, which returned a true bill on 44-year-old Harvey Gallahan of Middlesboro. The 4-count indictment charges Gallahan with murder and 3 counts of criminal abuse first degree for his role in the death of 17-month-old Elena Hembree in July of 2023. The indictment reads, Count 1, murder by wantonly engaging in conduct which created grave risk of death to Elena Hembree, a child under the age of 12, thereby causing the death of Elena Hembree. Counts 2 through 4, that between the dates of July 4th of 2023 and July 30th of 2023, the defendant committed the offense of criminal abuse in the first degree by permitting another person in his care and control during the requisite time to be abused and thereby causing torture, cruel confinement, or cruel punishment. On July 28th of 2023, Elena was taken to the Middlesboro ARH Hospital. Due to the extreme nature of her injury, she was flown to the East Tennessee Children's Hospital, where she died days later, July 30th. And we have a typo in that we will fix here in just a moment. Moving on. We have, based on medical evidence, it was determined that Hembree suffered blunt force trauma to the back of her head approximately 48 to 72 hours before being taken to the emergency room. It was also determined that the trauma to the child was not physically apparent, but discovered later by the medical examiner. Hembree's mother, Erica Lawson, was originally charged by Middlesboro Lieutenant Detective Barry Cowan and Officer Kayla Bears with manslaughter, criminal abuse to a child under 12 years old, failure to report child abuse, and wanton endangerment. After the Commonwealth Attorney's Office initially sought the death penalty against Lawson in February, and that was of this year, Bell County Circuit Court Judge Keith Nagel signed an order striking the death penalty, changing the first count of her indictment. The judge ruled the case did not meet the requirements to warrant the death penalty, and he changed the wording from intentionally causing the death to wantonly causing the death. Now, Mr. Gallahan was among several other suspects whose DNA was tested in connection with the case. Through the investigation, it was determined that Gallahan was directly involved in the events and conduct that led to the death of the child. Officer Kayla Bears presented the case to the grand jury and served Gallahan with the indictment this morning at the Bell County Detention Center, where he was being held on several pending charges from 2024. So we hope that that has brought maybe a little relief to some folks, that some justice will be served should Gallahan be found guilty. We do not have a court date set yet for Gallahan to be arraigned on the indictment.
But when we get one, I'll go live.
He is facing other charges that are completely unrelated to this case. And that's why he was back for court. Erica Lawson goes back to court I believe it's August 4th of this year, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Monday, August 4th. And we'll see how things go with her. I'm not sure where her case stands at this time, but as soon as we get that information, we'll find out for you. Okay? Our number is 606-337-1063.
Sorry about that.
60337-1063. This is Tradio, and we're glad to have you with us. Thank you so much for your time. All right. So again.
Okay. All right. So, hey, Music City Mom. I think that's who I missed in here. Yeah. Music City Mom, too. Good to have you. I have family. The real Rockin' Robin. I have family in Middlesboro, and I am surprised the people in the small town did not take matters into their own hands. I am sure they wanted to. Well, some did. Like I said earlier, one of the suspects in this. Okay. One of the suspects in this case is no longer living. Yes, and all credit goes to the Brian O'Brien at the big 106.3. And here is my. Hey, Carol.
Hi, Crystal.
Well, I want to know what kind of little dance you did this morning.
Do you really want to know?
Oh, honey, are you still dancing?
Honey, I have shouted, I have screamed, and I have thanked the Lord. What a mighty God we serve, Crystal. What a mighty God.
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
You did, yes. But finally, she's going to have her justice.
For those of you that are just coming in to chat or you're new to chat, because you all, I don't beat a case in the head. If there's no news, I don't report on it. You can ask Carol. I've talked to her since this happened. Carol, do I aggravate you about this case?
No, ma'am. Just every now and then to check in to see how I'm doing.
But when there is something to report, I'll come on here and I'll tell you all about it. But Carol, you want to tell everybody, we've got some new subs to the channel and new people in the chat. You want to give them a brief overview of who you are? And
Elena wasn't, baby Elena wasn't mine by blood, but she called me Mimi, and she was my Elena bug. She was basically my chosen granddaughter. I loved her better than life. I was destroyed when this happened. And today she's going to have her justice. Thank you, God.
Carol took care of Elena, and then
Yes.
and they lived with Carol for how many months, Carol?
They lived with me for 10 months.
And
I met Elena when she was 7 or 8 months old, and then they ended up moving in with me. and she stayed with me for close to 10 months. She was the sunshine in my life.
How long had they been just for the ones? I know you've told me, so I mean it's not like I'm that forgetful. But for the people that don't know, how long was Elena moved out before this happened to her?
Elena left my house. Ooh, sorry, Crystal.
Oh, you're fine, huh?
Elena left my house at around the end of June. She was only gone for a little over 3 weeks when she passed away.
3 weeks, you all.
Uh,
Uh, did you see where it said from July the 4th to July the 30th of the cruel confinement and all that?
I remember I had told you that I had gotten her on July the 4th and her face was all bruised up, and I had raised mortal Cain wanting to know why.
That's
That
the
was the
first.
last day I saw her, was July the 4th of 2023.
That was what I came to my mind when I seen that. They wanted to act like she fell on a sippy cup. We know better now. What's done in the dark comes out, you all.
And it broke my heart, because I even had told you July the 4th was the last day I seen her. And then after that, they kept her hidden from me and wouldn't let me see her.
Well, of course. If you'd seen her being abused, Carol, you, no offense, I don't mean this to sound
I
horrible,
would have
but
killed
you'd
them every
probably be in
one.
prison right now.
I would definitely be in prison, but I would be sitting there with a smile on my face.
No doubt. I when I got home this morning, I got a message and said Harvey's been indicted. And he has a rap sheet longer than
Yep.
you can imagine. So my reply was 4. And then when they told me that it was in Elena's case, I was like, thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you so much. And I've got to tell everybody about this. This is breaking news, you all. He was indicted today. Today is the 8th, ain't it? I ain't telling it wrong, am I?
Yeah.
But,
Today's the 8th.
so, but I immediately thought, at first I thought, I'm going to call Carol. And then I thought, I'll post it on the page that I'm going live. And then you messaged me while I was live and said, have you heard? So I invited her. I asked her, did she want to come up? Not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I want to say from the bottom of my heart that I feel such a relief. I feel like justice may actually, because I've had my doubts. I've had my doubts on what they were doing in this case. But
So have I.
It started. This was one big goal that we got done. And now she's getting justice. But
God's not done yet, Crystal. God's not done yet.
Oh, no, he's not done yet. February the 20th will forever be Elena Rosalie Hembree Day. And what great justice would it be if they ended up going to court on her birthday and found guilty?
Well,
if
honey,
the verdict come back on her birthday, would that not just be the cherry on top?
that would be the icing on the cake for me.
This case is from Middlesboro, Kentucky. Elena was 17 months old. She had been abused. We've heard all kinds of rumors, and I'm not one to spread rumors, but if you can imagine everything, if you followed the Summer Wells case, everything that was speculated in her case was done in this one. And at first, it was just the mom that was arrested, and she was charged with murder. They were going after the death penalty, held on a $1 million bond. Then I think it was February of this year, the judge said there was not a case for the death penalty, so they took that off the table. We felt like that was a blow.
Smack to the face.
Yes. And then, but which this whole time we have all wondered why did they not rope off that house? Why did they not consider that as a crime scene? But Elena's mom waited anywhere from 48 to 78 8 hours to even take her to the emergency room. She was flown to the Children's Hospital in Tennessee. They put her on a ventilator. Unfortunately, due to her horrendous, I'm trying to be caring here, but due to her injuries, she succumbed to them on July the 30th. And we have been fighting ever since to get justice. It was absolutely horrific. The real Rockin' Robin. It was horrible. And Popcorn and M&Ms, thank you for being with us. Everything you heard in that case, and some things that people haven't came up with, happened in this one. Right off Jump Street, I was sent messages from a group chat of the nurses that worked at ARH, and the description they gave was horrible. These people deserve to be underneath the jail, prosecuted to the utmost extent. I'm not going to stand here and act like I'm God. I'm not even sure how I feel about the death penalty, but this was one case I was like, well, if she gets it, she gets it, because this case bothered me so bad. Elena was, at the time of her passing, was the same age as my granddaughter. Their birthday is 2 months apart. So it was horrible. Anytime you have 6 males DNA tested, that should tell you the validity and the extreme of the case. Oh, it's not sympathy. It's not sympathy. What it is with me personally is my religious beliefs that kind of butt heads with it. But like I said, I was not objective in this one. I think whoever hurt that baby, they deserve everything that's coming to them.
Amen. I agree.
Yes, it is. It's what nightmares are made of. And she was in a home up until 3 weeks. She was gone 3 weeks before this child turned up deceased. But she was in a home being well taken care of. Carol wasn't asking for anybody to support her. Carol was doing that. The breakfast that she got, Carol was making it.
And Crystal, I give anything to still have it.
Oh, I know you would, honey. I know you would.
It's still hard for me to eat pancakes. It's been almost 2 years.
I don't know. Elena loved pancakes.
Loved them. She loved little $50 size blueberry pancakes, and she had to have her own little cup of syrup so she could dip them herself.
But if I could add anything else you want to say, Carol, because I know this is a good day for you.
This is an absolutely amazing day for me. But you know, all the praise, the honor, and the glory are going to God today. Thank
Amen.
Him, thank Him, thank Him for answered prayers. It's a great day.
Yes. The Real Rockin' Robin says, prayers for you, Carol. Thank you for the love you have for Elena. And I want to expand upon that and say thank you for the love that you gave her. Because before I met you, I wondered who loved this baby. And I don't know if I've told you this, I probably have, but it brought so much peace to me knowing the love that you gave her.
Well, you know, though, Crystal, it was my honor and my privilege to have loved her as good as I did. That was a gift that God had given me. And I'll forever love that baby with all that I am.
And I think that love carries on, Carol.
Yes, it does.
The people that we love, we may say goodbye to when they leave this world, but that love don't go away. Those memories don't go away. And it's those things that gets us through the hard days.
There have been a lot of, Crystal, there have been a lot of hard days, but I'll never say goodbye to her. It's until I see you again. And I will.
Thank goodness, because I'm telling you, that's something my family never does. We don't say goodbye. Even when my boys passed away, I didn't tell them goodbye. I said, I'll see you later. But
Yep.
because goodbye seems so permanent. But it's those memories, it's that love, it's the traditions we made, it's all of those things that we carry throughout our life. And then we plant those little seeds into our kids and they plant them into theirs. That's why when I end these live streams, I say it takes zero effort to be a good human being. Because I think we are born knowing what a good person should be. We know when things feel right and when things feel wrong.
Yes, I always say that kindness costs you nothing.
Exactly.
And to love that little girl will always be a privilege and an honor I hold in my heart.
Well, I appreciate you coming up here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are very welcome. Anytime, Carol. Anytime.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for your prayers, your love, and your support, for never giving up, and just for simply being you.
Well, thank you, honey. Like I said, anytime there's news, we'll talk about it.
Absolutely.
If the chat don't care, like this, we want people to. We hear so much of the bad. We want people to know when something good is happening, but most of all, we want Elena's name out there. She will never be forgotten. What happened to her that don't define who she was. But if we can get her story out there, that might protect the next child. The next child might not have to go through what Elena did. So like and share this out. And I appreciate each and every one of you that have showed up, showed support, and been patient, because that's what we've had to do. In the real world, there's not new news every day, you all. There's just not. And I said from the beginning, I will cover this kid with dignity and respect. And that's what I intend on doing. Could I have went live every single day since July of 2023? Could have. But what sense would that have made? There wasn't new news, was there, Carol?
No, ma'am, there was no new news. Oh, Crystal, you're talking to someone who's going to be one of the newest social workers as well.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
God has opened doors for me to do that, so her life will never be in vain.
thank you, girl. Thank you. Good to have you on the team. Good to have you on the team.
Absolutely. I figure if you can save one, like you said,
Then it's a win. And like I told you, I think a couple months back, we're so overwhelmed. We've got a lot of kids in foster care, and we don't have enough social workers, you all. We don't have enough TSS workers. And guess what? While people are sitting at home, good people, I'm going to stress that. Good people with a want to. This is something I would ask you to pray about. Be diligent and pray about it. But when you're wondering what you can do for these kids, become a foster parent. If you're physically able, financially able, instead of sending $50 and $100 super chats to creators just talking about a case, you can use that money to actually help a child in your home. Is it for everybody? No. But if you feel led, pray about it, because there's not enough. At my last report that I got, there was 117 kids in foster care, and there were 7 homes. Do that math.
well,
And
Crystal,
that's just in one district.
Crystal, these children, they need someone to love them, you know?
Absolutely.
If it can save
Absolutely.
one child from going through the horrendous things that Elena went through, it would all be worth it.
And you all, I also want to take this opportunity to let you know this. There is mentor programs. Maybe you can't afford to be a foster parent. Do you got 2 days out of a month to volunteer? I mean, if you got 2 days out of a month, everybody has a trait. Everybody knows how to do something, and sometimes it's just to listen, but volunteer. Them clothes that you're going to take to the Goodwill and they're going to sell for double, clean them up and take them to one of your agencies. Those kids can use that. There's so much that we can do to help kids. It's not all on YouTube. And my granny always told me actions speak louder than words. I do think that Carol, Duchess, and Arctic, anybody in my chat that has been here since day one can say, not only have I covered it on YouTube, I have been present in person to advocate for Elena.
Yes, ma'am, you have. Without hesitation, because that's what good people do.
We can all do something. Shoot, maybe it's that kid that's trying to get a piece of bubble gum out of a machine. If its parent allows it to have it, get it for it. Maybe it's a smile. There is a lot of things that we can do, and some of it don't cost us a dime. Got stuff needing to, it's coming spring. There's plenty of people going to be doing some spring cleaning. Do you got books? Do you got stuff like that you're just going to take and put in a dumpster or give to Goodwill? If so, clean that stuff up and take it to your local foster agency. They'll put it to good use. Because I'm telling you, you take it to Goodwill, they're selling it for double. They're having a humongous big old yard sale with free items that they're getting. You still, if you need that tax write-off, foster care will give you that too. They'll write you out that receipt. So why give it to somebody that's going to sell it? Give it to people that's going to give it away to people that need it. Maybe you're sitting there saying, well, Crystal, I ain't got no kids or kid stuff to get. Guess what? Not every parent that has lost a kid in foster care or that is in foster care has done it because they're on drugs or abusive. Foster care was originally designed for when parents, during the Great Depression, for when parents got down on their luck and wasn't able to make ends meet. They need clothes too. I'm glad you said that because I've been realigning myself with what truly matters to me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes, you all, it's good for us to just look in the mirror and say, what can I do? What can I do? Because the only resource that I know of that Elena had was Carol.
And I would gladly do it 1,000 times over. With no regrets. I'd give anything to have one more smile, one more hug, one more me. And I can't have that.
And it makes you so angry when you see other kids being mistreated, because I know that feeling. I would do the same thing. I would walk through fiery glass if I could have one more hug from my boys.
Yes, ma'am, I
And
understand.
not hesitate. Wouldn't have to think about it.
No.
Flies makes a good point too, and this is absolutely the truth. Backpacks are necessities for foster agencies. The children come with a plastic bag of clothes. That is true. And a lot, when I say a bag of clothes, I'm talking like grocery bag. Don't be delusioned into thinking they're carrying in garbage bags full of stuff. Because what happens is they get enough stuff to leave with, and 9 times out of 10, bio parents never bring their other stuff. They start completely over. I have yet to have a kid come into my home that had a suitcase or a duffel bag. That's normally one of the first things I buy. But in a way, I've got sidetracked, but in a way I haven't, because to be a voice for Elena, I don't know if y'all know it, but there's another a Facebook group out there that every Christmas they hand out stuff to families in need in honor of Elena. And I think that's absolutely wonderful. That's how we make the world a better place. It has to start with love. Making a change, it never started with fighting. Not one that's actually been made. But I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I don't want to hold y'all too long, and my daughter's here visiting me, but I did want to bring y'all up to speed on the breaking news in Elena's case. This is a day that we can rejoice. It's one step closer to getting justice. Is it complete justice? No. But you know what? I'm claiming this today, that baby will get justice. I love y'all. Remember, it takes zero effort to be a good human being. Carol, would you like to say anything before we end?
I'm just praising God. And I'm like you. I'm going to claim it today because I know God's going to keep moving in this. And whether it was in this life or next, I had always prayed that God's will be done and that justice be served. And He's moving, so I'm grateful.
He said to ask and we shall receive.
Yep.
He says you have not because you've asked not. So I believe in prayer. Anybody that comes to this channel, you know that already. I believe in prayer and I believe in the power of God because I see it in work. And I love you all. Again, thank y'all for joining me. If you haven't hit that like, hit it on the way out. It's a free way you can help this channel out. It's not monetized. I never ask for a dime, but I do ask you to share these stories because they all matter. They are important. And this is how we bring awareness. Till next time, y'all. See ya.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.